I'm the Vice President of Communications for the Brevard Author Society. And today I'm at the Author to Authors Conference in Melbourne, Florida. And with me is Joanne Fisher. Hello, Joanne. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Very good.
Good.
She brought her book with her today, and it's called
With All of Me.
With All of Me. And would you like to tell us a little bit about your book?
Well, it's a seasoned romantic erotica, and it's about a woman, a middle-aged woman who kind of is unhappy at where her life is right now, and so she meets a couple of men online, and she starts this romantic relations with both of them, and she goes through this tumultuous roller coaster ride and emotions and love and hate and just
so it really takes you everywhere. It's a very
does.
emotional roller coaster ride.
It is.
Okay,
Absolutely.
great.
Yes.
So what inspired you to begin writing?
Well, I've always wanted to write, but I've never had obviously never had a story, never had an opportunity. But I believe that initially the main character, whose name is Juliana, is kind of me at that point in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Although I have her I take her to a different level.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just, kind of regulated. I did end up divorcing my husband and remarrying. But, she goes through different kind of things. But yeah, basically inspired, just kind of telling a story of how, when you get to a certain part in your life, you want change, you want something different. That's what it caused.
So, when did you know that you wanted to be an author?
I started writing. I actually took 10 years to write this book because, well, between the work and family, and then you remarry, and I've blended two families. It's very difficult a task to obtain, and it was so I just kind of wrote here and there, and then all of a sudden, you're an empty nester. And so I'm like, okay, so I finally finished it, and then it's like, okay, now what? And then I started looking around, I started doing some research, and I found the publishing house to do it with, and just another roller coaster ride.
Another roller coaster ride. So,
happy one though.
Yeah. Where do you get your ideas from?
Oh my God, everywhere. Sometimes I hear conversations in the line of the supermarket, and I'm like, oh man, that sounds like a really good book, just little things, and then, or stories that have happened to me in the past,
Mm-hmm.
where I expand on them, like I didn't realize them at the time, but then I'm like, oh, well, maybe that one could have been this, so it turns into a story, and that's what my next book is about.
Okay, you have two books coming out.
I do.
Okay, you have one in May, which
Mm-hmm.
is one in May, which is a historical fiction. Is that correct?
The one in June is coming out as a historical fiction.
Oh, one in June is coming out.
That's correct.
Okay, the one that's coming out next month
is it's another romantic erotica, and the title is Her Spanish Doll, and it's about a middle-aged businessman from Spain who gives this huge Spanish doll to a girl who works in Italy, and she's about to get married. So it's based in two countries in Europe, and then he gives her this doll, and it starts this basically they start a romance together, and she still ends up getting married, and she has children and everything like that, and it just goes on. But then there's a little surprise in there that
that you don't want to give away. Right
No,
now.
absolutely not. But it's a great story.
Okay, and then and so you have that's the one that's coming out in May, and then the one in June is another erotic.
No, it's a historical fiction.
That's the historical.
Yes.
I don't know why I wrote it down on the wrong thing here.
That's okay.
Okay. So all of your books then are through a traditional publisher?
No, it's Author House is the first one, and basically Author House. I mean, at the time that I had my book ready, I didn't have any experience on self-publishing or classical or traditional. So I went with Author House. They basically pretty much did everything for me, and they except for the promotion, except for the marketing. But they printed it for me. They laid it out for me. I sent them a cover, and they put the book together for me, and they charged me, a fair amount. It wasn't too horribly expensive, but I was happy with their service.
Okay, well, that's
They did
good.
it well for the first time.
Okay, well, that's really good. Do you write with an outline? Do you begin with an outline, or do you just seat of the pants?
No, I write with an outline. Yes, I put my idea on paper, and I put together my characters, and I put together their traits and their issues and their personality and all that, and then I kind of expand it, you know. But I do try and follow a good baseline. It might change in the end, but you know.
Well, things do change. I mean, life changes too.
Exactly.
Do you? I don't know if I asked you this or not, but do you write every day?
I try and write every day. Yes, I work every day full time, but when I get home, I do try and at least an hour and a half try and write something.
Okay,
Yes.
that's what, so you just do it by time rather than number of words?
Yes, I do it by time.
Okay, that's good.
I try and manage my time as best as I can.
What advice would you give to someone who's starting out as a writer, beginning as a writer?
I would, what really helped me was interacting with other authors. Other authors are a treasure of information and good information, and just you know, take notes, exchange email addresses and all that, and ask for help, because they will help you. Just the way I've been helping. Also, now that I do have a little bit of experience under my belt with publishing and writing and all that, I do also reach out to other authors and I say, well, try doing this, try doing that, and obviously coming to a conference like this one is extremely helpful, because you can learn things that you probably never knew about. For example, marketing, or how to ask for a reference, or how to do your website, little things like that.
Writers' conferences are invaluable. They really
Absolutely
are. What do you think about critique groups? Do you belong to a critique group?
I do not, but I love critique groups, because they give you basically these are people who are seasoned in what they do, and either they're teachers or they're established authors, but they give you a really good side of what they take out from your story. So, and if you keep an open mind, you will become a very good author because of these groups. Yes.
Is there anything else you'd like to share that I haven't asked?
Basically, the title of my historical fiction it's called "Good Things Always Happen in Springtime."
Okay.
It's a little long, but it's about basically an interracial couple during the Nazism era, and how they escaped Nazism, and how they actually become spies for the Allies, and then they end up, their final goal is freedom. And so there's a whole, events that happen that make that happen. They end up where they want to be.
Okay, and then the next erotica book?
Her Spanish Doll is, that's the title of the book, yes. So, and then I have another one, I have part 2, With All of Me part 2, that's coming up too.
Okay.
But that's going to be probably towards the end of the year.
Towards the end of the year. So, people want to get a hold of you. What type of platform do you have?
I'm on Facebook. Look for Read Joanne's Books. Twitter, Joanne's Books. My website is joannesbooks.com. You can send me an email at joannes_books@outlook.com. I will answer you. And I send out monthly newsletters, so if you want to be part of my newsletter list, let me know. And I also will send you little short stories for free. Just little blurbs of my writing, and quick stories of probably a few pages. Just to.
Do you also blog?
I do not, but okay. I might start that.
Okay, so this is Joanne Fisher, with Joanne with an E, And I want to thank her for being here this afternoon. It was very enjoyable. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.